guys will be able to catch up on it later. So anyways, NERIS is the new reporting information for all national fire incidents. We have to be reporting by January 1, which is obviously just right around the corner. This implementation process has been going on for the entire year of 2025. They've rolled it out in regions, and of course Utah was one of the last regions to come online. We didn't even have the ability to start doing this until like the 1st of November. So they've given us like 2 months to get this on board, which is fantastic for, for me. NERIS, honestly, is not even ready to be doing this, I feel like. I don't feel like they've done a great job of rolling this out. And of course, it trickles downhill from there. So ImageTrend has made it a pain in my freaking butt to get this stuff up and running. There's a lot of things they could have done to make it easier, but obviously that doesn't matter much to you guys. But obviously there's going to be some problems. Just like anytime we transition systems and softwares, there's going to be a lot of bugs. So I fully anticipate you guys finding a lot of issues, and that's fine, right? When you roll across a problem, let me or Dustin know, and we'll get it fixed as soon as possible. But I wholeheartedly believe that there's going to be a lot of bugs to work out. Probably mostly validation rules, right, like usual. So send me an email if you find these, and then I'll fix them as soon as we can. Your process of starting a NFIRS, which is now NERIS report, is going to be the same. When you start it on your iPad from field, doing your medical thing, it'll transfer over. All that's the same. If you're doing strictly a fire report, you'll come to the Elite website and go to our fire form. I will relabel this once we go live. It'll say Layton Fire NERIS, something like that. We are going live on Monday. So the next time you guys come in, this thing will have been rolling for 2 days on our shift. Hopefully we've found a bunch of the kinks by then, but again, I think you'll find more.
What time on Monday? That shift change?
Roughly,
Okay.
yeah,
Just
9 o'clock.
after midnight, because we're getting off Monday, won't be a problem for us.
No, it won't be a problem for you guys.
Thank you.
I will probably do it at like 9 o'clock once we kind of get done with morning briefing and stuff. Okay, here we go. I'm going to walk through just kind of basically filling out a medical form, and I'll show you kind of some of the differences for fire. This NERIS ID is a new thing, but you don't have to worry about it. Auto-populates. You can't edit that anyways. But download your data, just like normal. You get your incident number that comes across in your CAD notes. All your location data auto-populates. Your times. There's some verbiage up here that probably really doesn't have any meaning to us. It just says that if some of these times aren't recording, like call arrival and call answered, these are new required times from NERIS. If for some reason they don't populate, just put basically the same as call create time or the earliest time known. I don't think we'll have a problem with that because all of our stuff is run off of CAD. You're going to notice that we have duplications of location and unit response. So you have this dispatch section, and then once we get into the incident, you'll have another location and another unit section. I think that's just the way that NERIS wants this stuff reported. But again, this stuff all populates for you. You've got your units in here. You really don't have to do anything with this page here. I'm not even sure what the purpose of it is, but all this stuff populates and comes across. I'm going to come back to these presets, so if I forget, remind me. Here's your primary incident type. Now, those of us that have been around here longer than a few years, all these had codes associated to it, right? And as you guys have been seeing as you've been filling them out, 321s, 323, right? Well, as you can see, those codes don't exist anymore. So if you have those memorized, you're starting all over, and you're just going to have to search through your search bar here. And your medicals are no longer just a strictly, right, 321. These are all broken down into the categories of illnesses and injuries. So you'll have to go through here and find the appropriate one that matches. What I've found is it's a little bit easier to search for these things with this category search here. So you can come over and then narrow it down by your type of illness. Okay.
Is every part of that description searchable, or does it only come off of the first word?
It is all searchable, but if you follow this exact format, so you got to have that little dash in there with the spaces in between it.
I
and
mean,
then-
like if you just search trash. There you go. Okay, so it is all searchable. then, I
Yep.
guess.
But if you were to do, fire structure, like that doesn't pull up, you'd actually have to do just fire and search through, or then you get the fire structure that way. As you can see, that is a required field. The next one below it is additional incident types. So now you can essentially have an incident within inside of an incident in here. So if, again, it's not a required field right now, so use it as you please and see fit. But when we still have an incident such as a car crash that then involves an extrication, you will still have an additional nearest report for that extrication.
Can you do like can you just real quick put in the primary incident as like a EMS call, like illness or whatever, and then the additional is no cancel it or out? It's gonna pull up red. Okay, sweet.
Yep.
That's nice.
And this verbiage down here says to capture the type of incident you were canceled to, select no emergency, canceled as primary incident type, and then type the incident you were dispatched to as an additional incident type.
Okay.
Flip those.
It's the opposite of what it should be.
Well, no, I think this is saying that you want your,
Yeah, canceled as your primary, medical.
oh yeah, as I have it right now.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh,
This one would be to cancel,
right.
Yeah.
and then whatever you were responding
Just
to.
read that backwards.
Yeah.
Strike
Okay, all this stuff is the same.
that.
There's incident modifiers here. It's kind of pretty rare stuff that we'll be using. Your incident location stuff, again, this all populates unless you do have some new direction of travel, so northbound, southbound kind of stuff. All that's the same. Okay, here's some new changes. Was action taken? Yes or no? If it's a no, then obviously you're a canceled or a standby, no patient or no incident found. With action, it's kind of weird, and I might have to work on validation rules, but as you can see, that was initially a validation rule, but then it doesn't make you fill out this one, but you do need to fill this out, right? So additional actions, this would have been your 32, 33, 34 stuff. So now you have it just plain verbiage, you have a patient assessment, you have basic life support, advanced life support, transport, and then a refusal. This is the way that it should be filled out. Having the basic in there with the advanced. We had discussion on C-Shift with Chief Mon that if you show up to a transfer ALS, you technically could leave out, basic life support, but everything else as far as 911 calls go, this is our progression, right? You show up, you do a patient assessment, you're doing BLS before ALS, and then your transport or refusal.
Is it cap you still on those?
No,
So you can do as
nope,
many
you can
want
add as
on
many
those
as you want in here.
Action packed.
ones? You do more than three now.
Yep, so, if you're gonna do a fire, you can do establish incident command, and then all the different ones that go with it, suppression and search and rescue and all that kind of stuff. Incident place type, again, we had numbers that were associated to it, but now you just gotta type it out. So if you're heading to a residence, type in residence, location use, almost the same thing, residential, but this now gives you your attached single family dwelling, or detached. Your multifamily is right down here, and they're broken down into 3 categories. You've got 9 stories, 4 stories, 5 to 8 stories. Most of our stuff obviously lands here. And then these are just additional documentation tools here. Location in use, yes. Was it used as intended? Sure. If there's a secondary use that you feel fit to record in there, you can. People present, yes or no, pretty self-explanatory. Your involvements for any people go in here. And I broke it down into 2 different categories. You've got your people and then vehicles involved. Your people stuff, all the same. You can document kind of the reason that they're involved. So if it's a medical or a fire involvement or both, wildland. You guys are all familiar with this. This is all the same information. If you wish to record vehicle information, then you can document that here with a first and last name, and then your vehicle, license plate, VIN, so on and so forth.
For our medicals, are we gonna need to do that now, or is it gonna be like the infers where we don't fill out the?
No, for medical, you don't have to do any
Fire
people here.
insurance.
Yeah, this is strictly your car accident stuff where you have people involved but they don't want assessment.
So we should be putting in people's vehicle information on those, not just their information?
It's not a required field right now. I think you might see this become a required field as we move forward with our hazmat billing, which is gonna come online with this. You can see we have a hazmat billing worksheet down here. I'll go into that in a second. But we're gonna start charging / billing maybe insurance companies for kitty litter and containment and stuff like that. So once we start doing that, admin might see that we need to start recording vehicle information. But as of right now, no. Aid given or received. They've simplified this a little bit. So if it's given, you get this pop-up window here, which then you can go into and fill out additional information, mutual automatic aid in support of primary entity, and then you can choose your agency. Nearest no longer wants mutual aid vehicles, so you will not see those come across anymore. The way they see it is they're running their incident, whether it's mutual aid or not. So if they're coming in to help us, they're still going to have their information with their units, and we'll have our information with our units. So you'll just document the department that you're having mutual aid with. Again, this could change depending on what admin wants and how they want to record this information for end of year reports and stuff like that. You might see that we document units again, but it'll be a custom kind of field that we designate. Non-fire involvements for aid. You've got animal services, law enforcement, utilities for fire involvements. Your primary narrative, all the same here. Additional narratives, should you need additional room, supplementals are there.
Can you click on that additional narrative again, sorry?
Yep. You're probably thinking about apparatus narrative.
Yeah, just trying to see what those 2 columns on the bottom were, if there was a way to specify who's writing it, if it's an additional or if it's.
Yeah, this one says kind of authored by, so your name here would be written, and then the date and time.
Since you mentioned that, is there also an apparatus narrative?
There is. See you later. So, as I mentioned, you know, Nearest wasn't quite ready for this, ImageTrend wasn't quite ready for this, and it's trickled all the way down to us. So as I've anticipated, there will be things to fix. On top of that, there are current issues that ImageTrend is aware of that they're working on fixing, and should hopefully be fixed in the near future. The next update slash release for us is on the 6th of January, which should fix some of the stuff that they at least know about. A couple of those being, there's no longer, or not currently, an apparatus power tool that we've had sitting down here in the corner. They said that that should be released in the next field. Otherwise, currently it just sits here. And, excuse me, daily roster is not currently populating and drawing in our roster. So you're gonna have to do that manually. I apologize, it kind of sucks. Again, I think I was told that that should be fixed on the 6th. So we should only have about a week to deal with some of these things until we find others. But as you come in here to your apparatus, you have a NERIS ID. You don't need to worry about that. Your call sign populates. You have some other generic questions in here about being able to dispatch in response mode. And this is where your unit personnel count come into play. So for ambulance 53, you got 2 personnel. You can see how that satisfies your validation rule, but you still need to add your personnel. So I'll click on add personnel, your person, rank, and role. But we still have a validation error here. That's because this has to match your unit count. So you'll do another one. And now that rule gets satisfied. You can break it down to apparatus actions. So this will probably mainly come into play when you're doing your structure fires where you're assigned, and then you can do your unit narrative. So each engine or ambulance can document their narrative here as it was assigned on the structure fire. Your dispatch times should all come across into the medic unit. All that information, you'll need 3 there, and then document all 3 of your people again, or 4 if you're running heavy. Once again, apparatus, actions, and narrative. Okay, this stuff's pretty generic. Going to be pretty rare that we use any of this stuff. You can come in here and play around with it. It's really self-explanatory as you click on it. Again, this is really rare that we're ever going to use any of that stuff. Just like in NFIRS, we didn't document any of our patient or medical interactions here. It's all done on the other side of it. Your firefighter or civilian casualties, rescues, injuries, all go here. Again, from here it's pretty self-explanatory. Come down into your additional, you've got your authorizations, so your member making report and officer in charge of the incident. If it becomes a hazmat billing, like I was talking about, that we're going to roll out here real soon, then you would select this if you have billing items, and that highlights your worksheet. And then you can come in here and fill this out. So this is items that you might use on a traffic accident. So you've got absorbent or pads, the pig booms, and as you can see, you can select all of those or none, and then you can add any notes. Man hours, so if it's a prolonged incident and we want to bill for hours, we can do that as well, and any additional miscellaneous information that you want to document. Ready for officer review. This is the same as we've got now. I've narrowed it down to kind of 2 pages, and we're just looking at the primary incident type, the incident actions, your unit personnel. It's kind of weird when it goes through there. Mutual aid stuff, reviewed, yes. And your resident types, involved people. That's pretty much all the same. You have your blood draw worksheet over here, so this is all the same information that you guys have been filling out for blood draws, no changes there. Okay, let's go up and talk about presets. So this is kind of nice. We've added some preset values in here to be able to kind of help expedite your documentation. Obviously, as you've seen, there's a little bit more lengthy than the NFIRS, and so This is a new thing we've been able to do. I've got it broke down into some different categories here for hospital transfers. You got EMS with transport, EMS with a refusal, a blood draw, and a fire one. So you guys have used these over on the, the medical side of it. Basically, it's the same thing. So if you go on an EMS transfer that's BLS, click on that, and this is telling you all the information that it's going to fill out. Apply your changes, and it drops it in there. Obviously, ALS, BLS. You've got a residential single-family BLS transport, single-family ALS transport, and then a multi-family BLS and ALS. Here's a single-family BLS refusal. You'll see that we'll probably add some more of these as we go along. These are just kind of some quick ones that I threw in there. Fire, for fire, right now we just have, you know, our common fire alarm, residential, single-family attached, and a CO. Again, I'll add more of these as we kind of go along. Here's my disclaimer. You guys are responsible for your documentation. So make sure that's accurate. These are presets. These are to help you expedite your documentation, but you're still responsible for accurate documentation. So should you get in here and start with a BLS transfer and then it upgrades to an ALS, well, you need to go and make sure that you document those changes. Same thing if maybe you start on a transfer but then get diverted to a cardiac arrest, come in here and update those fields. They're not going to highlight for you, right? Because you've already filled in the fields, the validation rules have been satisfied. So you just need to remember that you're responsible for making sure that this is accurate documentation.
If you do start BLS and you just select ALS, will it override everything, or do you have to go through and delete everything that changed from the BLS?
It should just overwrite. Yep.
Thank you.
So many of us.
No.
Well, we're just about to the end anyways. For officers, the validation for submitting the stuff is the same. It needs to be 100% locked and finalized. Once it does that, then it automatically kicks us off to nearest. So.
Sorry, Josh, one other question.
Yep.
What's actually left once you do the preset on there? Is it just putting in personnel?
It's basically what the presets are doing is your incident actions and your type. So the type of call that you're running on, a medical transfer, your actions, ALS, BLS, patient assessment, and your incident place, so hospital or residential. The primary incident type does not fill out on most of them because now it has to be broke down into difficulty breathing, abdominal pain, chest pain, so on and so forth, so that one doesn't get filled out. So it's really only, on average, filling out about 5 to 6 areas tops.
So it's like half of your...
Probably about half.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
I think that's it.
You might have already talked about this too, but when you're doing a fire report, is it on the dispatch that it selects a fire?
For your primary incident type, is that what you're asking?
Yeah, I just don't see like the traditional NFIRS kind of thing on there for a fire.
This one here? Is that what you're talking about, the fire report? Oh,
So
in
if you
the
put a
left-hand
fire,
side?
Does it give you all the origin?
Yes,
And
so
find
once
areas.
so it's hidden until the appropriate,
So once you select the incident, that's when it populates the other field?
yes. So now you have your fire involvement. Structure, outside, water supply, suppression appliance, fire investigation needed, yes or no. Fire progression evident, fire arrival on condition on arrival, smoke showing, structure involved. And And then here's your origins information, your damage, exposures if you want to add them, and then your time lapse to document your established command and size up time. Now, as of right now, none of this stuff, none of these times are going to auto-populate because I don't think dispatch, tracks that with our CAD integration. It might be something that we can get in the future. Probably something I'm gonna have to work with Mitch on and dispatch and see if they can start documenting these times and then pushing them across through our CAD. But as of right now, this would just be manual timestamps. Had some risk reduction stuff here, smoke alarm presence. Looks like, I don't know, a smoke alarm and then a fire alarm, kind of seems like the same thing to me. Fire suppression system present, wet pipe, dry pipe.
Steel tubing.
Anything else you can think of?
Steel tubing hazards? That's weird. Is there anything, I don't see anything about equipment. Like if you have a vehicle fire, putting that in where like a washer, oven.
Ambulance 51, respond to 33, CLS transport at 201 West Layton Parkway, in Layton. Ambulance 51, respond to 33, CLS transport at 201 West Layton Parkway, in Layton.
Oh, the care facility though? Okay. I thought you meant just like a house in front of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably just under visibility rules, once the correct category is selected, that it opens. I kind of would have figured when I selected a vehicle fire that might have populated
Try
it,
like
but
a cooking fire and see if that'll trigger it for you.
It's personal appliance.
Does it say something appliance on
Yeah,
that
it's personal appliance in the last one.
previous?
Fire details.
well, this is your type of
Appliance, though.
fire extinguisher
Oh, it says suppression
Yeah.
appliance.
master
I can
stream.
barely freaking read that.
It was all under the risk reduction.
Hmm.
Yeah, you think that would just be a field that you could throw in any time, you didn't need to have criteria to initiate it, you know what I mean?
Sure.
Just because sometimes there's other equipment involved.
Yeah. Well, and this is some of the stuff I'm talking about that they're not ready for or don't have set up, or it's hidden by something, and as we come across it, we'll have to figure out how to.
So was this, that brings another question, I guess, was this pushed, the release earlier than it was anticipated?
No, nope, not at all. The planned initiation date has been January 1 this entire year, and they've rolled out the regions in different time frames, and we're one of the last regions to go. They didn't even let us start preparing for this until like the 1st of November. So they started on the East Coast and worked their way across, and
So it's January 1 that it's going into effect?
It's got-
yes, we will.
So NFERS will just be turned off, this is turned on,
Yep,
right? It wouldn't be an option to do NFERS.
correct.
Sorry, you probably said that already, but.
Yep. So we're gonna we're gonna launch it on Monday with C Shift at probably 9 a.m. I'll use those guys as some guinea pigs while I'm on duty and can get to any errors that we that we see, and then by the time you guys come in, we'll be enrolling for 4 days.
Yeah, that'd be cool if you guys got that shit all worked out for us,
Yeah,
you know?
I'm hoping so.
Yeah.
Where's Dustin at on level of?
Dustin is kind of just barely even touched base with any of this stuff. I've had him busy with other areas. By all means, you can reach out to him. When it comes down to it, the validation rules are the things that I'm expecting to have the most problems with, like most of the time. And he's pretty knowledgeable of validation rules and kind of figuring that stuff out. So he's a resource to reach out to, for sure. Chief Mon asked me to tell you guys to just email me when there's a problem to lessen the chance of my phone blowing up on my days off. I don't really care.
God, he's generous.
Um,
That must be nice.
I monitor my emails anyways, so if I see something come across,
He's in here right now.
I'm gonna work on
I
it.
mean, I've never been told, hey, leave her alone, just email her. Just like, here's your cell phone
Yeah,
number, give her a
It's the
call.
same as always, Kelsey. If you guys got problems, send me a text, call me, email me.
I know you're saying Dustin's like the goals to get him kinda same level, right? So,
Yeah.
Okay. Just kinda curious.
You're talking just image trend problems, right? We got
Correct.
problems. Only with image trend.
Only image
You
trend.
want all of them, or how many drones you take?
Yeah, I got other problems I can message you about.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
No, he's doing a great job. He's learning a lot and can handle a lot of issues. Some of the more advanced stuff I'm still having to help him with and solving problems, but
Sounds
can
good.
definitely reach out to him if he can't figure it out. He usually will text me or something, or we'll collaborate on it.
He's been a pretty great resource too, man. Yeah, he's pretty damn responsive and willing to jump in and get shit done.
Yeah, he's great. Love him. Good guy. Smart. That's all I got. If you guys got anything else, but
Seems pretty straightforward.
it is pretty straightforward. There's just a couple of those minute detail changes, and this is definitely a moving target. We will constantly see probably additions and changes from our side, administration side, and what Chief Mon and what you guys want in admin and want to have available for end of year report stuff. And then I think we'll still see changes from Image Trend and Nearest. So
Has there ever been any thought of having a minimum documentation checklist kind of thing? Where some of those things aren't real, I forget the term used for it, where they're
not a revalidation rule.
yeah, they're not under a validation rule. But
No,
yet we-
because-
But yet we're still wanting to have them.
Yeah.
Or on the other side, are you looking at changing all those so they are required?
Yes.
Okay.
So usually if we're gonna have a minimum, it's the validation rules. And so if we're missing stuff on here, and if you find stuff that you want that you know we're not capturing, then let me know and we can make it.
I definitely like that as the minimum.
Yes.
Simple
As we've always said, you know, we don't chase the red, as we call it, right? Those are our minimum standards, and we can do better documentation by hitting fields that aren't required. But yes, at a minimum, it's the validation rules with the red flagging.
Sweet.
So when I gave C-Shift a lecture on my last shift, even after I was done teaching them, I went back and made 10 more changes. Some for the better. When I first got in here, the narrative was a required field. And we took that away because I don't think that Nearest is requiring that. It was a validation rule, but even in NFIRS, we weren't required to put documentation in there, so.
And it's still gonna associate the incident the same as before, right?
Yep. Yep, all that should, like I said, should work the same.
Right.
$54, you guys got any questions? Perfect.
Are you pretty well done? Will's asking me if he should come back or not.
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay.
Honestly, you guys will be able to work through this even without this training. It's not like it's overly complicated, but I did want to give you guys a heads up and the opportunity to see this stuff before. A shift, I'm not doing theirs until they come on duty this next shift, so. It's not overly complicated though.